Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna and I'm a little bit spooky. Today we are playing with Blooming Romance and Charlotte Tilbury's Glowgasm together and creating this monochromatic lifted halo eye, monochromatic subtle lifted halo eye. This is what we're doing today. We're doing a peachy look and it's got a slight halo and a little bit of lift, very subtle and soft and pretty. And yeah, that's what I wanted to do today. And if you want to see how I got this look, get a little tips and tricks on how to get a little bit of lift and do a soft halo situation without making the eyes look too downturned, just go ahead and keep on watching. Before you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know down below some more looks you would like to see. Do you want some more tips and tricks for hooded eyes? I feel like that's always in demand. So yeah, I have a pretty good method of how I figured out how to do winged liner for hooded eyes. So if that interests you, I can definitely do a video focused on that. And I am going to be doing a more intense look based on this with these smokier shades in this palette. So yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into this look and play with some makeup. All right, hello. Let's do something peachy. You guys, I just love peachy makeup. And within Blooming Romance from Dennis and Myricks, there's some fabulous peachy shades that I just need to get my little paws in. Mostly the shade called Desire. That's going to be what we're using today primarily. This one right here. And I think for liner, we'll dip into a little bit of one of these. I haven't decided which one. Maybe this one for just a little bit of some eyeliner situation. But yeah, we're just going to use this and create a whole monochromatic look around it. Let's get started. I've already got my foundation on, brows done, eyes primed, and some bronzer on because my foundation is a little pale for me, so I feel like I need to warm the skin up quite a bit. So yeah, let's get started. I am actually going to start with a little eye crayon. This is an e.l.f. No Budge eyeshadow stick. It's in the shade Rose Gold. I'm just going to use that as kind of a base for everything today. I think it'll be really pretty because this has a slight sheen that comes through. And I don't know, I feel like it would make a pretty eyeshadow base. I'm just experimenting and playing. So let's just scribble some of this onto the lid here. Buff that edge out. You're kind of treating it as an eye primer, I guess. More so than anything. Let's go into the powder version of the shade called Desire. I'm going to use a fluffy brush to start here. I'm going to start by patting that all over the lid. And then buffing up and out. Yeah, we're going to go Dusty Peach today. Burnt Peach. I'm doing kind of a patting motion to start and then buffing. Alright, and then I'm going to go to a little bit of a smaller brush. I'm going to take some of the cream of Desire. I'm just going to focus it right here on the outer part. And I'm going to put a little bit on the inner part. Right there. By layering them, you'll get more depth. We're doing like a very subtle halo eye. In case you're wondering what we're doing here. Aside from just monochromatic. Alright, then we'll go back to the powder and layer that over top. And so it makes just a little more depth and vibrancy. Just gives a little more richness. And using a little bit more of a concentrated brush. Pulling everything this direction. Even when I'm doing this inner part, it's coming that way. And this part. So everything's coming towards this angle. Towards the arch of the brow, or tail of the brow rather. Somewhere in between those two, I guess. And that's going to give a halo eye, but it's also going to give lift. And really good for hooded eyes. And we'll go back to our fluffy brush. Make sure everything is soft. No harsh lines. I'm going to take that same little No Budge stick all on the lower lash line. Just I'm using it as my primer, basically. It really doesn't have much color or anything, but it looks really nice in the waterline. And now I'm going to take a small brush. I'm just going to use this kind of a fluffy angle brush, like this. And we're going to use that. It's just stained. It's trying to clean it off. We're going to use that across the lower lash line as well. I'm actually going to take the cream and run that right here. Let it join up and just run it all the way across. All right, and then we'll do the powder and set it all down. And I'm going to take my little brushes, use them while I go. I'm going to clean it off. Make sure there's no product on. And run right under here. Going to smooth that out. And now we're going to take the, I think we'll use Evermore, which is the second to darkest in the palette. It is these two right here. I'm taking a little bit of the cream just to do like a little flick, and then we'll set it with the powder. I'm not doing like super crazy liner or anything like that. It's just gonna be more, just a little definition. So I'm taking a very concentrated brush from KVD, and I'm gonna come at this right where my eyes meet the corner, upper and lower lid meet. Just flick out from there. Like that. It's such a thin line, you probably can't see it, but and I'm just angling that up towards the tail of my brow. And join that to this upper part of my lashes. Really thin. Very delicate little wing. Just to give some darkness right out there and a little tiny bit of thickness. And we'll do the powder to sit over top of that. Just getting right in the lashes. And then we can clamp the edges if we want to with a little bit of concealer on a flat brush. You could also use a clean liner brush to do that. That's actually really effective. Like a little angled brush. Something like that can be very effective. You just take a little bit of concealer on there. And swoop right there. And to make everything look nice and blended, I'm gonna just take a clean, fluffy brush. This is what I use to apply my under eye powder. And just sweep under here. Again, taking some of that lightest pink called Crush. Just coming around those edges and brow bone. And now, to add a little bit of glow to the center of the lid, I'm going to jump over. You don't have to do this step, but if you want to, I'm going to jump over to my Glowgasm palette, and we're going to pull in a little bit of the shade right here. This is a really pretty peachy, glowy shade. I'm taking a little bit on my finger, and I'm just going to pat that on the center of the lid. And just let it kind of flow in that same shape we've created, in that kind of blank spot. And a little angle here towards the tail of the brow, or towards the arch, I think is really the direction I'm going. Okay, and we'll take the lightest highlight from this palette, which is this one right here, and hit a little bit on the brow bone, just for some glow. And you don't have to use this palette. Any peaches that you have in your collection will do the same kind of look. I'm just playing with these because these are products I like to play with. But this isn't like a look that you need these specific products to create. It's a pretty universal color story that you could find in a multitude of palettes. Especially if you have like something from ColourPop, like one of the giant palettes, there's always some peachy shades in those. And put just a little bit on the inner corner that same highlight shade. And this is also what I used to bronze today. The little bronzer in here. Yep. I used that on the cheeks for bronzer. Okay, now let's do some blushiness. I'm going to jump back to Blooming Romance. And I'm going to take a little brush here. And I'm going to take the cream on this. And tap some of that onto the cheeks. Again, we're using the shade Desire. Same shade we used on the eyes. And then bring it a little bit up all over the forehead a bit. Kind of coming up towards the eyes a bit. Doing a very kind of lifted placement. A little on the nose, make it look fresh. Let me take a little tiny bit of the powder. We can use it to kind of set everything down. Alright, on the lips, I'm going to take some Max Spice as my lip liner. Alright, and then we'll take some of the cream version of Desire on our finger. Just rub a little in there. Mix them up on the finger. And apply it on the lips. These function so beautifully as lipsticks. Great wear time. Alright, I'm going to curl my lashes and do a little bit of brown liner right in the tight line. Just because I can't stand that little fleshy bit showing. And we're going to put on a little mascara. For mascara, I'm going to use Black Brown in the Panorama from L'Oreal. Alright, let's do a little lip gloss. I'm going to put on some of the Maybelline Plump Gloss with the Maxi Lip and Chili Pepper. Or red chilies. This is the shade Hot Honey. Nice. And then we'll do a little cheek highlight back from Glowgasm. Or, yeah, Glowgasm. We'll go in with that same shade we used on the center of the lid. This is a bit of a blush topper. And then we'll take the lightest little champagne. Come right here. All right, and here is our peachy monochromatic halo eye all complete. A very subtle halo eye with a subtle lift. Let me know your thoughts down below. I am definitely going to be doing like a more intense version of this with the deeper shades in the palette. So I think that could be a lot of fun. So yeah, I love doing a nice peachy look though for kind of everyday. I think there's something very pretty about it. And especially in this kind of application, like it's a little off the beaten path a little bit, veering into somewhat an editorial look. And I really like it. It's just fun. And yeah, so here we are. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky. Bye now.